You think your cat greets you at the door because they missed you. But what if that's not the real reason? What if that moment you've been calling cute is actually one of the most important conversations your cat has with you all day? And the craziest part? Most owners get it completely wrong. Because the second you walk through that door, something deeper is happening. Something your cat has been preparing for long before you even touched the handle. Have you ever noticed how your cat acts differently depending on the kind of day you've had? You walk in stressed, they hesitate. You walk in calm, they come closer. That's not random. Your cat is reading you. And not in a simple way, in a way that most people in your life don't even do. Studies have shown that cats can actually pick up on human emotional states just by observing your face, your posture, your energy. So before you even say a word, your cat already knows what kind of version of you just walked through that door. But here's where it gets interesting. They don't just notice it, they respond to it. Some cats will stay back if you're tense, not because they don't care, but because they're being careful. Others will come closer, slowly, like they're checking on you. Same behavior, completely different meaning. And most people never see the difference. But this is just the surface. Because in a moment, I'm going to explain why your cat chooses the door specifically, and once you understand that, you'll never look at this moment the same way again. Now think about this. Why does your cat rub against your legs the second you walk in? Most people think it's affection. It looks like affection. It feels like affection. But it's actually something much more intentional. Your cat has scent glands on their face, their cheeks, even the base of their tail. And when they press against you, they're not just greeting you, they're marking you. You've been outside all day. You've picked up smells from people, places, maybe even other animals. To your cat, you come home smelling like a stranger. And that rub? That's them fixing it. They're putting their scent back on you, making you smell like home again, making you belong to their world. And here's the part almost nobody realizes. If you come home smelling like another animal, that greeting changes. It becomes longer, more intense, almost urgent. Not because they're clingy, but because they're working overtime to erase what doesn't belong. Now let me ask you something else. What if that happy greeting isn't always a greeting? What if sometimes it's actually a request? Watch what your cat does next. This is where everything changes. If your cat greets you and then stays close, that's connection. But if they greet you, then turn around, walk a few steps, and look back at you, that's not love. That's direction. They're leading you somewhere. To the food bowl, to the litter box, to something that, in their mind, you're supposed to fix. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Because suddenly, that cute moment becomes communication. And both are real, but only one is what you thought it was. And here's something even more fascinating. Your cat doesn't just react to you showing up. They predict it. Cats can hear frequencies far beyond what we can. The sound of your car, your footsteps, the way your keys move in your pocket. They've memorized all of it. So when they're sitting at that door, they're not waiting by accident. They heard you coming minutes ago. But it goes deeper than sound. Cats are creatures of pattern. They learn your schedule, your routines, your timing, almost down to the minute. So before you even arrive, they're already expecting you. Sometimes they're already sitting there waiting. And if you're late, that moment changes. It becomes louder, more intense, sometimes even a little frantic, because now something feels off. For the last 20 minutes, your cat has been wondering, did the pattern break? Did something go wrong? So when you finally walk in, that reaction, it's not just excitement, it's relief. But here's the part that might hit a little harder. What do you do when you walk through the door? Be honest. You check your phone, drop your bag, kick off your shoes. And your cat? They're right there, looking at you, waiting. And you walk right past them. That moment, it matters more than you think. Because cats don't ask twice. When they show up at that door, they're offering you something on their terms. And if it gets ignored, they just stop expecting it. Over time, some cats stop greeting altogether, not because they stopped caring, but because they learned that moment doesn't lead to anywhere. And most owners never realize they caused it. But here's the good news. Fixing it takes almost nothing. 10 seconds. That's it. Slow down, crouch a little, lower your energy. Let them come to you. Let them sniff your hand. Let them rub against you. Just be present for one slow breath. You don't need to do more. But those 10 seconds, they change everything. And remember earlier when I said there's a deeper reason your cat chooses the door? This is it. The door is the most vulnerable place in your cat's world. It's where everything unfamiliar enters. New smells, new sounds, potential threats. Your cat knows this. They've been monitoring it all day. So when they sit at that exact spot, they're not just waiting, they're guarding. And when you walk in, you change what that space means. You turn uncertainty into safety. In animal behavior, there's something called a secure base. It's the same concept used for a child and a parent. When the parent returns, stress drops, the body relaxes, everything feels okay again. Your cat does the same thing with you. The moment you walk through that door, their entire system shifts, and suddenly that simple greeting doesn't feel so simple anymore. So next time you open that door and your cat is sitting there looking up at you, don't just walk past, because that's not just a habit, that's not just hunger, that's your cat telling you, in the only way they know how, that you are their safe place in a world they don't fully trust, and they've been waiting all day just to feel that again. If this changed the way you see your cat even a little, hit like and subscribe, because your cat isn't just behaving, they're communicating.